Hey, I'm Lucas Gibbons. I'm the main director and cinematographer here at Factotum Cinema. And in honor of hitting 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I thought I'd do a little bit of like a tips and tricks and equipment list for filming a backcountry snowboard movie. So first on the list is camera bag. You don't need something completely waterproof, but having something with kind of like a waxy nylon like this. This is the Shimoda X50, I think, Action X50. But something with this like water treated nylon, maybe even like a roll top and sealed zippers, whatever you can find, definitely the best. Another thing I'd recommend is if you can find one that has a removable bag like this. First of all, you can pack this into a suitcase if you're not bringing the backpack or do something else with it. Also, at the end of the day, a lot of times, even with a water resistant bag like this, it gets really wet and it's nice to be able to take this out, put it by a fire, put it out in the warmth, and just the more you can air out the bag every single day, the better off you're gonna be. Another really important thing when you're looking for a backpack is having a separate compartment for your avalanche gear. So I can keep my probe and my shovel in here and it keeps it separate from the camera gear. It's kind of this slimmer pocket. Another thing I'd recommend is having a back opening like this. You have this nice water resistant material on the front of the pack, and often you find yourself setting it down in the snow front side down. So it's nice to be able to open this part, have quick access to your camera gear, and then shut it quickly. So that leads really nicely into my first tip, which is always shut your camera bag. Doesn't matter if you think the rider's going 50 feet to your left and it's bluebird skies. No matter what you do, right when you get your gear out, get your camera out. If your bag's in the snow, always zip it all the way. Something's gonna happen and it's gonna get snow in your backpack. Always zip it. Every time I don't do that, I regret it and I'll get snow in my backpack. Find yourself a good pair of mitts. These are a pair from CG Habitats. I like them because they zip open. So my second tip is never take your gloves off and set them on your backpack. Every time I do that, they end up falling in the snow or they end up top up and somehow snow gets inside of it and my gloves get soaked. Stick your hand out, do everything you need, put it back in, zip it up. Anyways, never set your mittens down. Some people use these, what are they called, leashes. I don't like these. I end up, have these floppy mittens around. I'm not a huge fan. Having a nice set of liners that fits your hands and is touchscreen compatible is pretty essential. Third piece of equipment you should definitely have in the backcountry is one of these puffers. So this is essential because if you get snow on your lens, camera body, the number one thing you want to do is don't go straight for the soft cloth. You want to go for the puffer first. A lot of times you can get 90–95% of the snow off just with a puffer. And then once you go to the soft cloth, you're gonna melt snow and smear it and create water. So you just wanna get as much of that off with the puffer. This is essential. Definitely get one of these, if not two, throw them in different bags. Other piece of advice, get 20 soft cloths. I don't know, 10 soft cloths. I have a bazillion of them laying around. Make sure they're clean, but you get soft cloth, put them in your jackets, put them in your bags. I put them in I have little pockets on the straps of my bag. I'll throw a few in there. I'll put a few in each of my jackets. They're everywhere, because once you use them and once they're wet, they're pretty useless. So you just wanna have a bunch of them ready to go at all times. The other piece of advice there would be never take your lens cap off in the lodge. I know it's tempting, especially if you've got snow or ice buildup, you wanna bring your camera out, start defrosting it. But the second you do that, everything's gonna fog up. A lot of times you'll get a little bit amount of moisture in between lens elements, especially if you don't have a weathered sealed lens, and it's just gonna fog up immediately. Good luck getting that fixed by the time you go back out. So it's better just to keep the camera in the bag, wait till the end of the day, and then dry your gear out. Tip number 4 for shooting in the backcountry. At the end of the day, after you get your boots off, get your jacket off, whatever, immediately get your bag out, take it apart, get as much of everything out in the open as you can, start drying it out. If you don't, you'll regret it. It'll fog up in the morning. Third piece of gear that is pretty much essential when you're shooting a snowboard film or shooting in the backcountry are hand warmers. Not just to keep your hands warm, but to keep your batteries warm. Cold batteries are the bane of my existence in the backcountry, whether it's drones, GoPros, or just the camera battery. The first step you want to do is keep them in your pockets. When you head out, especially early mornings on the snowmobiles, I take my batteries, I'll put them in my inside pockets of my jacket, crotch pockets. I even have a pair of long underwear when it's really cold outside, and you can get it right in the front, right down in the crotch, really warm, keeps your batteries good. But the other piece of that is hand warmers. You can get the chemical hand warmers, little hotties or whatever they're called. Use those every day, crack them open, put them in your camera bag, use those. Or Zippo makes these little rechargeable hand warmers. Just power them up, get them warm, stick some in your backpack, or if you have batteries in your pockets, you can even add some warmth to it with these things. Just keeping your batteries warm will help your camera last so much longer. Even before the battery dies on the camera, if you have a chance, you can just swap it out with a warm battery, keep it on rotation, keep your batteries warm. If you don't, you'll regret it. Never put them inside your snowmobile. I've tried that, I melted a battery. But yeah, just invest in some hand warmers, either these or for Christmas, ask for a Costco box of the little hotties. Okay, next piece of gear that is essential while filming a snowboard movie or filming in the backcountry is a good radio. I've used the BCA radios before, they're all right, but these Rocky Talkies are the best radios you can find. They're not the cheapest, they're not the most expensive, but the battery life is like 3 to 5 days. I've left them on in my pack overnight and they only lose 10%. Super fast charging, really small. Another nice thing, they are also removable from their case, which is really nice. A lot of times I'll send riders up on the hill, they'll go out without a backpack. So the nice thing is these are super small and you can slip it into your pocket, go over lines with the rider, talk to them, and then they can stash it in their pocket for the ride down. They also came out with this new plug-in part, which attaches to the radio like that, so you can stash the radio in your bag and then clip this to your backpack. But make sure you have good radios. There's nothing worse than having your radios die in the backcountry. It's happened to me many times. These Rocky Talkies are great. I'm sure there's some other great brands out there. Just make sure you have some solid communication when you're in the backcountry. Always bring extra food and always bring extra layers. I have been caught without snacks, without jackets too many times. There's nothing worse than waiting at the bottom of a run without an extra jacket while you freeze, and then by the time you're filming, if you're shooting handheld, you're just shivering, can't get the focus right. Not good. Always bring like at least an extra puffy, if not an extra windbreaker, a beanie. Always bring a beanie. Bring an extra pair of mittens or an extra pair of gloves. A lot of times after a day of riding or a day in the backcountry, your first pair gets all soggy and wet. It's nice, especially at the end of the day for the ride home, to put on an extra pair or a new pair and ride out with warm gloves. Always make sure you bring enough calories in the backcountry. Even for a day that goes as planned, I highly recommend bring way more food than you anticipate. We work with Range Bar, they're great. They're pretty hunky, but 700 calorie bar, they're amazing. But I always recommend bringing a mix of some bars, bring some whole foods. If you're out on snowmobiles, you can bring some fried chicken or a little breakfast burrito, throw it on the muffler, warm it up. Warm food in the backcountry can be a morale saver. Especially if you're out on snowmobiles or touring, make sure you bring some fire starters with you. These are made by Zippo. There's some tinder shreds that are normally soaked in wax or something flammable to help you get the fire started. You can also get little bricks on Amazon that are great. Bring a lighter with you, throw it all into a Ziploc bag, and just toss in your pack. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification button. I'll be making a part 2 real soon.